Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 here with Bath City Football Club on Rawslowgaming. I hope you're enjoying your day and I welcome you to this episode here on the closing stages of our first season in Skybet League 2, and as you saw before I started to press continue on here, or press on rather, maybe you should say, or can say, we are very close to a playoff spot, and the game coming up here, our third last of the season, is against Scunthorpe, who are the team that is just above us, so a very, very important game that is about to come here for the future, well, not really for the future, but for the chances here to claim a playoff spot. I think that will be very, very key. And it's not really what we were expecting going into this season, of course, but since we were promoted this season, we didn't think in any way that we would contend for a playoff spot, but such has been the case, and we are really hoping to have the best run possible, so to say, and it will definitely help us with the chance to get up to Premier League and beyond, and out in Europe here. So we get a report here on Gray that he keeps improving really good, which is very good and very needed, since he is the winger that we are going to play for, at least for now, I would say for the foreseeable future. He have pretty good potential ability, and he have actually started to really show some good potential this last year really here, with very steady development here throughout the season. So that's very, very nice. Hopefully he will continue that way next season as well. If we're getting promoted one more tier, I would think he will definitely be getting even better, but of course then he will be even worse versus the player that he is actually playing against, or in total he's so much lower than we should be having players in, but we'll see. We have quite a few scouting missions out. Rodgers here could be decent, I guess, but not really looking that impressive. Maybe around the level of Gosling. So I guess he would be a decent player for our reserves, maybe, but don't really see us signing him. Pretty much the same thing here for Byram, and also his wing back. We are not really looking for a wing back. And a right midfielder, I don't really think we are, or a right back, I don't really think we are looking for that either. And none of the scouts really so far really interesting. But I actually do think we have a player or two in center midfielder that we scouted first time around, so to say, in last episode, that are pretty interesting. And we had two top three players there in terms of interceptions in Skybet League 2, are both center defenders, so that's really nice. And we should do a lot of things here that I am not going to do, so we will not get stuck in. We are not that good enough in tackling, so we just get too many yellow cards and things like that, and we will not play Heat. We will try to play Gray to, keep him developing. And according to the bookmakers here, very much even Steven, for the game against Scunthorpe. And Brunsing's Poncelli Praise, where he's at. He's at Stockport. So when did I'm going to look at the history. Yeah, we dropped him this season. And yeah, he didn't really play last season, so that's understandable. And as I look on that, of course, it's been a while since I played this game again, like around a week. So we actually have passed New Year's and Christmas and everything since I last played. So I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. I certainly had. This will be out quite far away from New Year's and Christmas, probably, but still, just I'd love to hear how your Christmas and New Year's have been. So do write in the comments what you've been up to. So our first team here have had a good training week again with 8.12 as an average. Under 23's 7.64. We'll criticize Anovo there. And under 18's 7.96 as an average, and we'll praise Smith here. I don't recognize him, and that's good. And how could I, since I haven't really been playing for a week, as I said. Going to be hard to recognize the players then. Gray, as I said, really coming up here, so that's good. Gosling, yeah, coming up a little bit, slowly but steady, but yeah, the development sort of have plateaued a little bit, I would say. Or maybe not really. About the same level, I would say. Let's just check the report here. So yeah, he's 2-star with potential ability with 3.5 to 4.5 stars. So Lundström actually showing a little bit of improvement. That's nice. And Charles also. Morris not improving, unfortunately. And Jordan not either. Haviland, Molden. I wonder, we are having quite a bit of cash. Maybe we should hire another trainer. So how are our training actually? Coaches? It doesn't look that great actually. Overview, schedules, units. Is it units? No, mentoring, individual mentoring. Really should do something here, maybe. We'll ask assistant to assign there. Coaches. Now, where is the... There we go. Coach assignments. This is what I wanted to do. So, goalkeeping, I think we are decent there. Technical, I guess defending. Could go with a defending and attacking coach and a fitness coach as well, I guess. But probably more defending and attacking coaches. So let's check that out actually, if we are allowed to have that coaching team. We're allowed 2 more coaches. Lowest average 16. Below average. So actually defending and attacking is fine. But we should be having, damn it. Tactical. I don't want that. Fitness is below. Mental. Technical. Tactical. Man management. So I guess mental, but I don't really know if we really need that. But let's see here. Let's have a fitness coach. Let's place an advert for a coach also. Technical, yeah. So I will continue here. It's actually taking a little bit of time there to look at the training. That's not really how I usually do it. Just skip ahead and hope for the best and hope that our staff are able to handle whatever we need them to handle. Yeah, shouldn't be available for under 18s, only under 23s for the first team that needs match practice. So let's see here. Aiken, we are having quite a few players out here. Jordan are lacking a little bit of fitness, but it's Morris and Akinola that is the first team players, so that's fine. Merch is out, unfortunately. Tavares, you are on loan. So I don't really think we can lift in anyone else here, actually. So this is the correct team to play. Ponticelli is injured though, so we shouldn't really play him. So we guess we'll play Adeloy. And I guess we'll change Adeloy to play as a poacher. Not really what we want to do in this match, but we don't really have any choice. We could play Dune, of course, if we're allowed to. I don't think we are. Yeah, exactly. Dune. Yeah, there we go. So we'll continue here. I guess we'll play Ponticelli if we need to. But we'll kick off here and hope for the best. I really should have had a little bit of a look on the tactics as well, maybe. But I do think that we are not really changing anything or would change anything. We are a little bit on the tired side there, I would say, or so. At least versus, not versus, but if we compare ourselves to Scunthorpe. They seem to be a little bit of a fitter side with a 1, 2, 3, 4% in average maybe on their players. So far here in the first half, seems like a pretty even game. We had one highlight so far in the game, a free kick for us, and here's another chance. Adeloy coming through, but unfortunately not the greatest finish there, and quite easily saved by the keeper. So looking at the rest of the teams around us, it seems like all the teams there pretty much were winning their games, and it's a leading goal here for Bath City in the 43rd minute with a super shot there by Charles and finish. So let's see that again here on the replay. That certainly looked like it had a punch behind it, and it certainly did. And just found the gap there between a Bath and Scunthorpe player. And there we have the end of the first half. So the scoreline is 1-0 for Bath City versus Scunthorpe. And the stats are shots 7-4, shots on target 3-1, possession 61-39%. So well deserved so far. And overall the team seems to be playing good. No one in particular to say anything about or say anything to, I would say. So we'll continue just like this, and quite possibly do changes around the 60-minute mark, just as usual. And we do have Charles here that seems to be pretty darn tired. So we'll put in Sangster, I guess. Or should we put in Lundstrom? Let's actually put in Lundstrom, as he's a little bit of a defensive play. And we could put in Sangster instead of De Havilland. Yeah, let's actually totally change up our midfield there, and let Sangster play as support. So we'll go in with a little bit more defensive lineup. We'll actually go down to be cautious in team mentality here also. And we'll sort of watch our lead here for the last 10 minutes or so. Have moved down to defensive, but we do have a highlight going on here. The first one in the match, I would say, for Scunthorpe in the 81st minute. And it's looking dangerous just outside the what's this called? The penalty area? Yeah, the penalty area. And unfortunately, it's a goal for Scunthorpe here in the 81st minute, and they have reduced to 1-1. Molden doing his best there, but unfortunately, that rebound got out to a Scunthorpe player, and it's all equalized. And 1 minute to go here, and this likely the finishing touches for the game. Maybe a chance here for Bath City. No, not really. So 10 seconds to go or so of this match, and I think this will be the final result. And just waiting for that whistle. And there we have it. So the end result for Bath City versus Scunthorpe is 1-1. And sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation on the opposing team there. Really trying my best, so to say, but that's not what you hear about. To hear me pronounce the teams wrong, I can do that. How much? How much? Super much. I can do that all day long and still practice it and do all sorts of stuff and still not get it correct. But oh well, as said, the scoreline 1-1 after full time. Shots 12-12, shots on target 4-5, and possession 60-40%. So it feels a little bit unlucky there, but also sort of a fair result. So we are still 8th in the league now, dropping down to 9th, or we're still 9th. Yeah, we're still 9th. And we have 3 points up to a playoff spot. Unfortunately, we don't have a goal difference, so that will make things all the more tougher. But we'll see here. And we will continue, and Charles shines. Yeah, we'll praise him and continue here while we are continuing on toward next match against Steven H at home, which hopefully will be a little bit of a better and easier game. Please remember to smash that like button if you're enjoying the show, and if you haven't done so already and want to follow along on our journey that is now like 172 episodes in. So if you haven't watched from the start, you have some catching up to do if you want to. But yeah, as I said, if you want to follow along on the journey, do remember to hit that subscribe button. And you can also hit that small notification bell to not miss out on any of the content that we upload pretty much daily here on Rawslowgaming. And we'll see. Maybe we'll get back to having a little bit more of Football Manager 2019 series on the channel, or we will not. We will see how that goes. So we'll move a few of the players here, as suggested from our assistant manager. Jones out for a minor injury there, which is fine. We're not really using him, so that's all right. even though we are pretty slim now, actually, in terms of substitutes and things like that. So maybe a little bit harder due to that, but I think we'll be able to handle it. So goalkeeper here, Baptiste. Yeah, so I guess this is a decent player for us to sign to have as a backup player. So we'll make an offer. Center back could be decent. So I guess let's keep scouting Leverington here. All right, so you're definitely actually a player that we should sign. McGill here. Don't know exactly where we... Oh, we are in Premier Division, so that's why, I guess. And let's make an offer here also. All right, finalize offer. We'll discard that and that. Yeah, doesn't really look interesting. No interesting recommendations there. So we'll see here. McGill, yeah, you are the player that we felt like we are needing. Yeah, so full time rotation. Yeah, rotation is fine. Next available, we want 2 years. We want to try and offer a little bit a lower wage. Yeah, that's fine. Contract length, let's do 2.3. All right, so that we're quite easily agreeable on, so that's nice. That means that we quite possibly don't need to loan a keeper for next season at least, so that's one less player to worry about, so to say. And that is something that we really needed to do. And the bookmakers here for the game against Stevenage are putting us at a very slight advantage, so we'll see how that goes. 807 in average in training for the first team this week. And for the under 23s is 808 as an average. I will criticize Perry here. And for the under 18s, an average of 8.13. So that's pretty darn good. So we'll stop individual training there for Poncelli as suggested. I don't think this is really showing anything new, so to say. Charles, yeah, I don't really think we will see anything new here, but we'll have a little bit of a look, as we always do. So last match here I see is against the Wycombe Wanderers, who are last in the league, and we're playing at home. So that should be a very easy game for us, the last match of the season. So hopefully we can do it good here against Stevenage and have at least a theoretical chance, if not more, in the last match. So how is Merch? You are still injured? Yeah, you're definitely not fit to play at least. And how is it with Poncelli? You are fit to play, so we'll switch out for Adloy. Pressing forward in attack. And Gray and O'Connor, Aiken, Morris, Baker and Molden. Yep, that's all right. Let's submit the team. Or do we have anyone that is tired? No, not really. Charles and Haviland. Is that really the correct players? Who are best midfield players? So Charles and Haviland, yeah. Charles and Haviland, yes. So that's correct. As I said, you gotta double check it from time to time if doing things like this. Let's play here and let's comment just as usual this very important second to last match of the first season for Bassett here in Skybet League 2, the season 2022, 23 or something like that. And we have a highlight here in the 8th minute, and it's a goal for Bassett here, taking the lead early on in the first half. So very good stuff there and important stuff here. We needed to do this right and to have a chance here. As I said, we are not really looking, or we're always aiming at the top, but we're not really believing as such that getting promoted this year is viable for us, so to say. But anyway, we do have another highlight going on here in the 9th minute. So far the ball have gone back and forth between the teams, but it seems that Steven H might be through now. Not really, but winning the ball back cheaply there, and again winning the ball back cheaply and getting into the penalty area. And again, and here's the shot, and it's just outside of the goal, luckily enough for us. Next highlight here in the 16th minute. Aiken with the ball there in the defense, doing some, I would say, unorthodox moves, but all right. And the Poncelli to Gray passes it in, and it's a goal, our own goal there. And as City extended their lead to 2-0 here in the 16th minute. And pretty poor play in there overall, all the way, except Gray in his run and his pass, I guess, or cross, I guess as well, which led to the goal. So not too bad in the end. And looking at the light table there, we are looking at having a real good chance if that result as it is now stands with the last match to go, because we had like 3 or 4 teams above us, which with only 1 more point than us. So it should be possible for at least one of the teams to have and with a draw, and then we will pass them with more points. And we had Steven H with a shot on the post or the top bar, but they didn't get the goal because Basti did another goal here in the 39th minute, and it's a goal and extending the lead to 3-0 after a good header there from the Haviland, from the cross or the corner from Charles there. So really, really great, and Charles will end this half with a free kick that almost went into goal as well. So the scoreline after one half is 3-0 for Basti versus Steven H. Shots 8-9, shots on target 7-3, and possession 47-53%. So doing really good so far, actually. And overall, all the players doing good as well. And sorry if you heard that. My stomach actually making some noises. Don't know quite why, but never mind that. And let's talk about this highlight that is going on instead. Yet again for Bassett, it looks like, but Steven H picking up the ball there 2 times and maybe a counter attack the 3rd or 4th time. And they had a chance, but not so. Maybe it is for Bassett instead, and it is. And Gosling with a shot just saved there by the keeper and out for a corner. Here comes Charles with the corner and headed out to safety, I would say. But Charles with a second chance and crosses towards Gray. Gray with a chance and shot straight at the keeper and quite easily deflected out for a corner. Sorry again if you heard that. Some of the neighbors, I guess, driving a car really loud outside. Or I wouldn't say neighbor, and I wouldn't say driving a car, like something else. Highlight here, and Steven Edge again hitting the poster and reaching the 60-minute mark, actually hitting it precisely. So let's do some substitutions in with Lundström instead of Charles here again, playing defensive. And Gray can get a little bit of rest. Jordan will gamble and do 3 substitutions directly here. You can play instead of Akinola to get a little bit of playing time. Maybe you should let Jordan play for the under 18s, just so he gets the playing time. We do have, unfortunately, one team above us, it seems like, that have now taken a lead in their game instead. So now we only have 3 teams above us at 71. We actually need to pass 2. So things are not looking as good as I thought they were doing for the last game of the season. But that is going to be a little bit of a cliffhanger, because you will have to see that in the next episode. We will finish off running off this game and our position and everything like that, though, before this episode ends. And as said, the final whistle have gone, and the final result for Bassett versus Steven H is 3-0. Shots 11-15, shots on target 9-5, and possession 48-52%. So maybe not as deserved a result, but nevertheless a really great result and well needed for our chances to reach a playoff spot. But I would say it's very much up or not up to us. We are very dependent on what the other teams will be doing in their last match. As you see, we are still a 9th in the league here. Now 1 point off from a playoff spot. But our goal difference is not there really. And as you see also, we have pretty much, well, many teams that have similar goal difference and very close overall in the league here on this season. So we're doing quite well for ourselves. Pretty alright attendance, I guess, 2,245 in that match. We'll praise Charles here for his performance again. We'll actually check out here a little bit fast in the competition. Skybet League 2 stats and team overview. Let's see here. So goals, we are at the top. Most tackles won, we are at the top. Average possession, we're not top 8. Headers completed, no. Pass completed, no. Not that either. But what are we really looking at? We are trying to look at not form, attendance here. We have average attendance. Yeah, we're pretty much dead last in 2,200 as we had. It's not really great at all, and it's really horrific actually, our average attendance. But I think that's mainly or a lot due to us having, too few seated, too few seats. We have a decent capacity, but it's not seats, which is trouble for us really, and our finances really strong. But that is something that we'll maybe dive in deeper with in the next episode or next time around. So I will say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time here on the channel. Bye bye. You have been watching Rawslowgaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.